What's up, everybody, and welcome to another 5-Minute Fitness Friday. I'm here to drop some knowledge bombs on you to help you on your path to health and fitness mastery. Today's particular topic is going to be an intriguing one for you, and that's because the protagonist of our story is usually the antagonist of the nutrition world and has been over the last few decades. You'll understand a little more once I get there, but first, let's make sure to get our timer up and ready so that I don't have 25 squats to do at the end of this. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go time. So a recent study took 40 participants and broke them up into two groups, a low-carb, high-fat group and a high-carb, low-fat group. The groups ate these diets over the course of 8 weeks. The low-carb, high-fat group was told to make sure that they have regular meats. They can have whatever meat that they want. They can have beef, they can have pork, they can have chicken, they can have basically whatever kind of meat they want. And they were told to make sure to cook with oils like olive oil, coconut oil, and things that we're typically told to stay away from. On the other end, the low-fat, high-carb group was told to eat kind of how we've been told to eat over the last few decades. They were told to make sure to eat lean meats, things like chicken and deli meats and other kind of lean meats, and make sure to have plenty of grains and to cook with oils that we've been told to cook with, like canola oil and vegetable oil. So like I said, those two groups ate those diets over the course of 8 weeks. And what the researchers wanted to see is the effect that those diets had on fat mass. They also measured other important measures as well. They measured cholesterol, they measured blood sugar, and they measured insulin resistance, as well as a few other things, but we're going to talk about those in particular. So at the end of those 8 weeks, it was very intriguing to see what actually happened. And I printed off a graph of the fat mass changes that they had just to show you what was going on. So here's the graph. On the right side, which is one we'll review first, is visceral fat. So visceral fat is the fat that you have between your organs. And typically that shows up in a big belly that's kind of hard. Most guys typically have this kind of fat, but big belly, it's still hard. It doesn't look soft, but it's still big and round. That's visceral fat because it's in between your organs. It's not right under the skin. So if you see this nice long gray line here, this is the low carb, high fat group. And that's the amount of fat that they lost, a percentage of fat that they lost over the course of the 8 weeks. Over on this side, the invisible line, or the line that's not there, is the amount of visceral fat that the low-fat, high-carb group lost. And as you see, it is none. They lost 0% fat over the course of that 8 weeks. On the other end is the intermuscular fat, and that's the amount of fat that you have between your muscles. They measured thigh fat in particular. Again, on the longer line is the low-carb, high-fat group. On the other line, which actually goes up, is the low-fat, high-carb group. So the low-fat, high-carb group actually gained intermuscular fat over the course of 8 weeks, whereas the low-carb, high-fat group lost this much muscle percentage over the course of that 8 weeks. So you can't see the percentages, but nonetheless, you see the comparison in graph form. Super intriguing. Like I said, they also measured cholesterol, blood sugar, and insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is also known as prediabetes. All of those things which significantly improved over the course of 8 weeks in the low-carb, high-fat group. So why is this intriguing? Well, two things that I left out that are very important to the study. Number one, everyone in the study, all of them, were over the age of 65. So if you're thinking, I'm too old for this to relate to me, wrong, because everyone in the study was over at the age of 65. So that means, for the most part, anybody can adjust to a higher fat, very low carb diet and start to get these kinds of results. The other intriguing thing was one specific food that the researchers told the study participants to either eat or stay away from, and that is this, the incredible edible egg. So the low-fat, high-carb group was told to stay away from eggs or just eat egg whites. The other group, the high-fat, low-carb group, was told to eat at least 3 whole eggs a day. At least 3 whole eggs a day. That should blow your mind because you've been told that whole eggs raise your cholesterol. You've been told that they're going to make you fat. You've been told all kinds of things. And yet this study has shown that, and I can't say that it proves because it's just one study, but that's a good start. It's shown that by eating whole eggs, you can significantly improve your health. So the next time that you feel that tendency to grab for those egg whites or to throw away your egg yolks, make sure that you keep them in your food so that you're actually gaining the benefits that come from them. Okay. So my friends, that's all I have for you today. As I reach the exact end of my 5 minutes, make sure that you're keeping those whole eggs. Sorry, there's not actually eggs in here. It's a good thing because I just smashed the carton. But make sure that you're eating those whole eggs and you will become a healthier, more vibrant you. Check out more of our health and fitness videos on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Be sure to like, follow, or subscribe so you never miss out on our new content posted daily that contains life-changing strategies.